Welcome back, friends. As part of our DevOps series, today we are going to see about like how do we manage branches and how to work on branches and how to resolve the conflicts happening within the branches, right? So let's see how what we are going to do today. So whenever we clone any repository, we clone it from the main. Okay. In case there are situations where we clone our branches also, okay, that will be like in rare cases. But whenever we start with any new feature, we always take the code from main or master. Okay, we have discussed about the differences like why there are differences like master and main, because like GitHub has changed the way they recommend the main branch, right? So earlier they used to call it as a master and then they renamed it as to main, but still Git follows the same pattern. Okay. So what we are going to do today, right? So from the main, I am going to create two branches called the CA and CA1. Okay, and I am going to do few more changes and commits in my local, and then I am going to finally merge my code with my CA branch. Okay, and at the same time there are some production issues or there are some critical activity which they working on. They might also do some changes parallelly in the main branch also, which is not ideally recommended, but still people tend to do in most of the organizations. Okay, so always it will be like kind of creating a feature branch and pushing it to the production, and then they used to do a pull request and merge. That's the ideal way, but then people tend to do in this way too. Okay, so let's see. So in the CA branch, right, I'm going to do few more commits, as well as like CA1 branch also, like the other developer who is working on that feature is also going to do some commits. So as I mentioned, in the main branch also someone is working on some critical problem, and it has also got few more commits after we cut off our branches. So when we want to finally merge our code, okay, what are the conflicts we see and how to merge that? Okay, that's the way we are going to see today's session. And the same way like CA1, how are we going to merge the CA1 also? Okay, let's see what are the things, how it's going to work, right? Okay, for which I have created a new branch called testing branch. Sorry, testing repository. Basically, I have created a new repository itself in our GitHub. Okay, git status. So basically, I have created a new repository called testing branch, which I have cloned into my local, which has only one file. Okay, now I am going to cut out a branch. Okay, what branch? Okay, let me. Yeah, on the day we have seen it. How to do a branch, right? Git branch CA is going to create a branch. Git branch CA1. So it's going to create another branch called CA1. If I want to list down the branches, it will be like git branch. Okay. Now I have three branches, but still I am working on main branch only. So if I want to go to CA1 and do the changes, git switch CA. I have also explained there is another command which is preferably used by most of the old developers, which is nothing but git checkout. Yeah, we will see that in our later sessions. Okay, there are many functionalities which we can do along with that, so I want to cover that in a later point of time. Okay, now we are in a branch called CA1. Let's see what are the files we have. Okay, I have only one file called ex1. Okay, this developer is working on a new feature, right? So he is going to create a new file called view ex2.txt. Okay, we try to cover as much as scenarios. Okay, in this scenario I am trying to create a new file in my branch. Okay, so I am going to create a new file. I am typing like, okay, file created as part of CA feature escape colon wq. Okay, great. So now if I have a file, so git add get commit -m file added as part of feature CA. So you have to remember here, whatever the addition I do, whatever the commit I do, it's all in my local. Okay, our remote does not even know what is CA. CA is completely new, because like if you go to our remote, right, this is my repository. If you go here and see, it does not know what is CA branch or CA1, because it has only main branch as of now. Okay, so the just now we created the branch which is in our local. Okay, the same way, let me switch to git switch CA1. So now I am in CA1. If I go to CA1, still I see only one file, because like CA branch is the one which I worked earlier. Now I am into CA1 branch, which does not have anything, which is same as our main branch. So here I am going to create a file called ex3. Okay, echo file created from CA1. Okay, let me add it here. Git commit -m file created in CA1 branch. Okay, great. So now I have created a file. Okay, after I am doing the commit, right, I just realize, okay, I just realize that, okay, I need to add one more line. Okay, so what I am doing, I am opening the file ex3.txt. This is I am doing intentionally because I want some one more new commit has to be added here, so that's the reason. Okay, so I am adding like echo added one more new line after first commit. Okay, great. Git add. Okay, before that, let me do git log of ex3. Oh, sorry. Okay, till now git log has only one commit, so I am going to add one more commit now. That's what I am going to do. Git add git commit -m added second commit after the okay in in CA1. Okay, great. So now if you look at, I have had two commits in my CA1 branch and one commit in my CA branch. Okay, let's do one by one and understand how it behaves now. Okay, let me clear it out. Git switch CA, git status. Okay, my CA, see, I am on the branch CA and my commit, nothing to commit on tree. It's clear with respect to local, but I haven't pushed it. Okay, I have not pushed this branch yet to remote. So let me push this branch, right? Git push. Why it's asking this question? The current branch CA has no upstream branch. The reason being, you are pushing to a remote where it does not even know what is CA. So it says set the upstream branch because it does not know what is upstream for CA, right? So that's the reason. So whenever you are committing a new branch which is created in your local, you need to use this command. Okay, so I'm doing it. Great. So it says something, right? See, your objects are like whatever you given is committed. This is the line we are really interested. It says create a pull request for CA on GitHub by requesting this page. So what does it mean? Whenever you create any new branches or pull any new branch to the repository, okay. See, now you see a CA branch because I just sent CA branch. So it says, hey Kumar, you have two files in a CA branch and you have a main branch which has only one file. If you want to merge this code, if you want to pull or if you want to merge this new code to your main branch, you need to raise a pull request. So that's what it says. So either you can do it from here, or sometimes it does not give the pop-up, you have to go to your pull request and do create a new pull request. Okay, now as it's showing here, I'm just clicking on it, it will come to this page only. So it says when it was comparing, see, look at this top, this is very important, guys. Most of the people tend to do mistake here. So it's comparing CA branch with main branch and saying to me able to merge. Why it says able to merge? Because I have not done any specific changes to ext1, which is the existing file. So whatever the changes I did, it's not creating any conflict. Okay, so that's why it says able to merge. So if I create a pull request, okay, it says the branch has no conflict. Either I need to merge the pull request. There are three options. Okay, I clicked on merge accidentally. That's fine. So it says like, okay, you can merge. So I am saying I am going to merge this one. Okay, I have done the merge. So it says pull request completed successfully. Do you want to delete this branch? Because we don't need CA anymore because it's a feature branch which I created for some feature. Now the feature has been tested and got merged with my main branch. So this is no more required for me. So I can very well delete it. So I am going to delete this branch from remote. Okay, still that branch will be there on your local, but I am deleting it from the remote. Okay, great. Now let's check our main branch. It should have two scripts. Okay, I am on main which has two scripts. It says file added as part of the feature CA. Great. Now let me, if I do the same CA1 also, it will be going to merge because both are new files. Okay. But okay, I will do one more thing also. Maybe I will show CA3 later. Now what I am going to do, I am going to do the changes with the existing files. Let me create one more branch. Get branch CA2. Okay. Get switch CA2 clear ls-ltr. So this is a new branch which I have taken now from production, which has two files. Okay. Now let us do the changes here, right? So what I am going to do, vi ex1.txt. So I have a file. So what I am going to do, I am going to add one more line. Echo added a line as first line from CA2 branch. Okay. Just think a moment, okay? Git or GitHub or this version or merge is nothing like fancy thing. It's all that how do we think internally, right? So for example, in production, okay, let me open my whiteboard. One second. Okay. Come on, quick. Okay. Let me take. See, in EX1, already I have one line. Okay, basically let's take this line. In the first line is this. Some like, okay, I will type like some first line. Now I am in different branch, like EX, let's say CA2 branch. In the same file, in the same EX1, okay, I am changing the position of the first file. Means that the, sorry, position of the first line. So I am adding a new line as first line and the existing line goes to the second line. So now I am saying merge these two as one. Okay. So the system will give you the recommendation because that doesn't know whether I need to keep this line as first or this line as first now. So when it merges, you will see a conflict. It will say, okay, Kumar, I cannot do it. Either you have to do it. Okay. Let's see what's happened. Let me push this branch so that you guys will understand what things are happening. Okay. If it can do, it will do. Or else it will say, hey, no, I cannot do. You made this line somewhere here. So I want you to help me out with doing this. Or there are few other ways to do it. We are going to discuss all those things tomorrow. Okay, but let's see what system is saying today. Let me go git status, git add, git commit, -m, updated ex1 file from CA2 branch. Okay, now I am going to push it again. When I type push, it's going to give me the exact command upstream and also I am going to use the same. Okay, it's asking me to, it says like the pull request has got created. Let me refresh. You see that, right? CA2 has came now and it's asking me to create a pull request. Let me click here and create a pull request. Okay, now see, now also it could able to merge this thing. Okay, let's see after the merge how it is. Great, no issues. Let me delete this branch. Okay, great. Now also we did not have any issue. Now we have one more tricky part here. Let's go to CA1. This is the tricky part we have. Now with respect to CA1, it has only one line. So what I am going to add? I am going to add one more line. Echo added the line from CA1. Below also I'm going to add one more line. Okay, great. So now think guys, see, there is a situation now. How this is how like you will see have it in real time. Okay, when multiple people works, they just doing the changes, they will be pushing the changes to the remote and they will be committing it. There are many things happen in the real time. Okay, there is some best practices. Whenever you use Git or GitHub, there should be some best practices. Okay, now what this guy is doing, CA1, right? What this CA1 guy is doing, he he cut out the branch very early. Okay, and he keep working on his branch. He least worried about like what are the changes going into the remote. Okay, in general, GitHub recommends whenever you work on a branch for a continuous days for a week or so, it recommends you to pull the latest changes from main branch and get your branch synchronized. Okay, this guy has not done that. Okay, this guy might be a lazy guy, he has not done that. Now let's see what's going to happen with this guy. Okay, I am pushing it. This is going to happen. Okay, now let's see what's going to happen. This is a tricky part which I thought of showing you guys today. This is how it works in the real time. Whereas we are using with the name of EX1 and EX2, but ideally it should be like a proper naming standard that we will do at the end of the session. Okay, for understanding I am saying. Now again it says CA1 as recent push. Let us pull the request. Yep. Now if you see, it says can't automatically merge. Why it says can't automatically merge? Because in production we have two line. Okay, this is the main branch right now. See, earlier there was only one line. I added at the top alone, it was able to manage. Okay, now in our main we have two lines. In CA1 I have three lines. Okay, now this new line is not there in our CA1. So it does not know whether I need to keep this or whether I need to keep this three line. That's why it says conflict. Now if you see what GitHub will say, right? It will say like, okay, something. Okay, three lines added. Added from CA1. And it say two lines in main. Okay, it will ask you to say, hey Kumar, like which one I should really consider? Whether I should use this or use this, you take me the decision and help me to understand what should I do. That's the case now. Okay, let's forget about this merge now. Let's create a pull request. Okay, now it says this branch has conflict and that must be resolved. How are you going to do? Either, okay, most of the time they don't allow you to resolve in UI because UI teams doesn't allow. You need to again do the fixes manually in the GitHub. That I will explain you later. Maybe tomorrow we will see how to do that. But today I will show you resolve conflict. Okay, you see that it says CA1 as a conflicting line. This one CA1. This is the first line we have added in the main, and it says these two lines. This is another line which is as a first line which came from CA2 branch. Either I need to keep this first line or do I need to keep this first line? Tell me. That's what I am going to decide. Remaining two lines I least bother because that's not creating any conflict. I can keep that. Tell me what should I do for these two lines. That's what it's saying. So if I want to now as a developer, as a manager who is going to reviewing this code, He has to get in touch with the developer who is merging and try to understand whether which one to keep. Some cases, there are rare cases that we need both. Okay, so what we will do, we will just keep and order it. For example, you created some function and that is having conflict with the other function, but both the functions are needed. I will do this. I will keep all the 4 lines. Okay, or sometimes I will need only one, which I will delete this line. Both the way is fine. So as long as you cleared the conflict, you make it as mark as resolved. GitHub will know what needs to be done now. So it says mark resolved. Now it says you can commit. You are good to commit. Okay, great. So when I mark as resolved and committed, right, it created another commit hash. Okay, as normally whenever you do git log, you will see commit message, right? Similar to that, it might have committed one more time. Okay, we will see those logs now. Now I am saying merge pull request, confirm merge. Okay, you see this, right? Merge branch main, this commit ID committing. So you will have all the commits. So let me pull the code, right? Let me pull the code and show you. Or maybe I will create another branch and save one. Maybe I will use the old one. Okay, so this is also another way to create a branch in GitHub. Okay, I am going to explain you about checkout and everything in the next class. Just for our understanding, I am just going to walk you through with the git logs. Okay, now I have created a new branch and it says that okay, you are on the new branch. I don't want to switch or something manually. Okay, git status, you will see I am on the new branch, nothing to commit. ls -ltr, I have 3 files. If I give git log on ex1 or ex1, oh shoot. So if you look at git log on ext1, you have like committed code. Okay, I think ex3. Let me give git log, it will be better. Initial commit file created, initial commit. Where is ca2 commit? Okay, ca1 only, correct. So I got it. Okay, ca1 and main ca1. You guys see this, right? So basically what's happening is that whenever I did the committing code from ca1, added some ca second commit, these are the commit history. Just have a quick look at this. Okay, the next thing which you are going to see about, like how do we see now what's happening whenever I am merging a branch. Okay, whenever I am merging a branch, all the commits are getting copied. See, for example, file created from ca1 branch. This is a new file which got created in ca1 branch, and then I have added a second commit, and then I am committing a code for this is for the another file. Okay, so the commits whatever I was doing, everything is getting merged to the main. Let's take the ideal scenario, right? Let's go to our PPT. Let's see, in this case, right, CA has done 3 commit. Okay, all the 3 commits are showing in main. Okay, this is the ideal case. Okay, this is the ideal case. Why people are merging in this way? The reason why people are merging in this way, just to ensure that to keep track what things are happening. For example, if I merge, okay, if I merge the ca1 and if I don't have these 2 commit, I could not know that, okay, in these 2 commit what are the changes I have done. Okay, so if now we have a 2 commit from the commit which I am saying, in this first commit I have created a file with some content. In the second commit I have did some more changes. Okay, but there is an option in git to squash these commits. Means that if you have 100 commits, but I don't want to create all the 100 commit in my main, just make it as a single commit in a main and push it. That is also possible. That's the ideal way people tend to do in real time. We don't just merge it. It again, okay, whatever we say is all the best practices, but again it depends on your industry. Okay, Now let me show you that what I am speaking, right? I am in a new branch now. Oh, sorry. You guys will understand. Okay, let's say if an LTR. So what I am going to do, now I am going to do some more changes in this file. Okay, let me insert, add the details of the job. Git add. See, in the first commit, I am just adding a comment. Git commit -m added the details about the job as a commit. Okay, let's see. Again, VIEX1, VIEX1 tab. Okay. Now I am going to add owner Kumar. Git add, git commit -m added the owner details. View. Let's assume all these changes, whatever I am doing, right? Two changes. It's all like a business change. Maybe while you might be doing some testing, okay, in your local you thought that okay the coding is completed and you committed. Later you think that okay, hey, I might have missed this use case, let me try to check the positive use case and also fix. Then you might have found some bug in your unit testing and again you are fixing. So all these changes whatever you do, it's all you have done doing in your feature branch. Okay, now I have done two commits for this feature branch. Let me show you also. Git log, sorry, git log ex1.txt. Where is that? Okay, so you see here, right? Adding the details about the job as commit, adding the owner details. Okay, but now my intention is I don't want to see all these details in my main. Okay, I want only one. Maybe like it can take this, add the owner details. I don't want to this and all. Basically it want to merge this commit and create it as a one commit. That's the main intention. Maybe if you have hundreds also, it will just make one commit history in the main. So basically for this particular file, one, two, three, four commits are there. Basically in the main it should have only two or three, sorry, three. That's the main intention. Let me push the changes. Sorry, it didn't copy properly. Okay. Okay, now if you look at the drop down, there will be something like quash merge and rebase merge. Okay, I will tell you about rebase merge tomorrow. Okay, rebase merge and merge commit is almost same. Let's look at this quash commit. What it says, that two commits from this branch will be combined into one commit in the base branch. So basically there are two commits in this branch which will be combined as one commit in the base branch. Base branch is nothing but your master branch. Okay, that's what I am going to do now. Squash and merge, confirm squash and merge. Okay, now it says everything done. Let me delete this branch. Okay, now let's check that. So again I am going to create one more branch just to check out and validate, because there are other commands to do, but I don't want to confuse you guys. Let's go with the flow. Okay, so when you look at, right, see, many people tend to basically confuse this, right? So when we did a squash merge, it ideally said, okay, there are two commits. Okay, what are these two commits? These two commits, and I am going to squash it as a one commit. Hope you remember that, right? That's what it mentioned. Okay, you guys can ask Kumar like, okay, when I created a branch, why I'm not saying it? Yes, Let's check the tricky part here. Which branch I am in? I am in validate commit, the branch which I newly created. So whenever you create any new branch and check out the code, you don't see this squash commits. Okay, then where do I see the squash commits? Okay, go to your main branch. Okay, git switch main git status. Okay, I am in main branch. Let me pull. Okay, git log. Now, if you are in a main branch, right? If you are in a main branch, you will get that option to see that. For example, a merge request has came from CA1, and then if you see, there is a new branch which came in where we asked to squash it. So these are the two comments, right? Add new details from the job, and it created a new commit ID for that. This is the difference in squash. For other things and all, like we don't see that. For example, here and all, like we did like merge. CA1 got merged into main. You will see all the commits, committing code from CA1, merge pull. So you keep seeing the all the commits, whatever you did. See, added a second line in CA1, first line created. But whenever you do squash merge, okay, all the commits are combined together and made it as a single commit in the main branch. So whenever you have a main branch that will have only one commit, that is the beauty of your squash commit. Okay, hope I made it very clear. So let me repeat it again. Whenever you use squash, it's going to merge or squashes all your commits in your local branch into one commit in your main branch. Okay, so that's the main purpose of squash. I will tell you what is a rebase and other things in our next session, where we are going to see much more about rebase. Another where like there is something like merge and fetch, pull, everything I'm going to explain you in detail. So that's the time like I'm going to explain you what is rebase, and also I see that okay, that's where like it will be really help you guys also to understand. Okay, okay guys, if you feel this is interesting and able to help you in some ways in your career, I would like you guys to subscribe and share this video to your friends. Thanks for watching.